Datta. Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru 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 Datta.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Guru Datta and welcome to Datta Arpanam with your hosts Rishi Nirvan Baru
and Ravita Singh. Jai Guru Datta, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Dr. Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji of Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. Today's program begins with the offering of pranams, gratitude and this invocation prayer at the sacred feet of beloved Sadgurudeva Pujya Shri Swamiji, as this show, possible only through His divine grace, is offered to him. Please join Pujya Shri Bala Swamiji now in worship.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gururdevo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Bhuyuta Shri Hari Chinnhitabhyam Agastya Rekhadi Bhiranchitabhyam Nigodha Bijakshara Mudritabhyam Namo Namah Sadguru Padukabhyam. Ganapati Gurumekam Satchidanandarupam Vibhudhanivaha Sevyam Yogamargadhirudham Sharanamupagatanam Sanghadrivajram Mama Hridaya Nivasam Bhaktinamro Namami, Bhaktinamro Namami.
Once again, everyone, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to this morning's edition of Datta Arpanam. Today's program is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of Ramlal Educational Institute of number 12 Exchange Lots Couver, Valini's Drug Mart Limited of 58 to 60 Sutton Street, San Fernando, Debe Supermart Limited of 182 SS Erin Road, Debe, and Kokay Supermart Limited of 14 Naparima Mayaro Road, San Fernando.
Today, as the Dasha Avatara series continues here on Datta Arpanam, time will be dedicated to remembering a very special devotee of Lord Sri Hari. That devotee is Prahlada.
So far, you've heard of Prahlada's previous birth and how that led him to being born into a demon clan. You've also heard that while he was in his mother's womb, he heard Narada Maharishi repeatedly glorify Lord Sri Hari. Then, more recently, you heard that the Lord himself glorified Prahlada's peaceful nature and the lack of feelings of enmity within that young devotee.
Prahlada maintained ekagrata or single-minded focus on the Lord. He had no desire for toys or worldly enjoyments even though he was a prince. What a powerful and important lesson this is for us to not only learn but also implement.
Today, before moving on with the story of the Lord's incarnation as Lord Narasimha, we hear more about Prahlada and some more lessons we can learn from that great Mahatman.
First, though, worship is offered to the remover of obstacles, Lord Ganapati. Please open the Bhajan Mala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com, enter Bhajan ID number 65 and join in praising this Lord who not only removes obstacles from our path, but also, as the bhajan teaches us, that Lord is filled with empathy and shows mercy to the disconsolate. Let us praise Lord Ganapati.
Ganapati Raja Palim Parada Suguna Vallava Hara Hara Nagana.
Ganapati Raja Palim Parada Suguna Vallava Hara Hara Nagana.
Ganapati Raja Palim Parada Suguna Vallava Hara Hara Nagana.
Ganapati Raja Palim Parada Suguna Vallava Hara Hara Nagana.
Vidura Ekadanta
Triguna Vidura Ekadanta
Triguna Vidura Ekadanta
Triguna Vidura Ekadanta
Mushika Vahana Munijana Vanga
Mushika Vahana Munijana Vandya
Mushika Vahana Munijana Vanga
Mushika Vahana Munijana Vandya
Ganapati Raja Palim Parada Suguna Vallava Hara Hara Nagana.
Ganapati Raja Palim Parada Suguna Vallava Hara Nagana.
Arasuta Sundar Dinabandhu
Arasuta Sundara Dinabandhu
Arasuta Sundar Dinabandhu
Arasuta Sundara Dinabandhu
Dinadata Daya Sindhu
Dinadata Daya Sindhu
Dinadata Daya Sindhu
Dinadata Daya Sindhu
Ganapati Raja Palim Parada Suguna Vallava Hara Hara Nagana.
Ganapati Raja Palim Parada Suguna Vallava Hara Nagana.
Sachidananda निगम संस्तुत
सच्चिदानन्द निगम संस्तुत
सच्चिदानन्द निगम संस्तुत
सच्चिदानन्द निगम संस्तुत
सच्चिदानन्द निरुपम चरिता
सच्चिदानन्द निरुपम चरिता
सच्चिदानन्द निरुपम चरिता
सच्चिदानन्द निरुपम चरिता
गणपति राज पालिं पराद सुगुणा वल्लभ हर हर नयना
गणपति राजा पालिं परादा सुगुणा वल्लभ हर नयना
सुगुणा वल्लभ हर हर नयना
सुगुणा वल्लभ
हर हर नयना हर हर नयना हर नयना
Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, the one who composed and rendered that bhajan, is the holder of three doctorates for his proficiency in music. The most recent of those doctorates was awarded to Pujya Appaji during the 2023 Navaratri period. Congratulations to Pujya Shri Swamiji for not only yet another accomplishment, but also for showing us that we are never too young or too old to accomplish great things.
Pujya Appaji was awarded this third doctorate at the age of 81 years. So listeners, never feel that is for the young people or that is for the old people. Instead of seeing yourself or seeing others as a function of the body being occupied and the age of that body, like the story of Prahalada teaches us, like Pujya Appaji teaches us, through his words and through his actions, see everything and see everyone as a manifestation of one supreme divinity.
You are listening to Datta Arpanam. Thank you for tuning in to today's offering, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, and thanks to the sponsorship by Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. As we prepare for today's contemplation, please join in worshipping Nara Narayana Maharishis, Goddess Saraswati, and Sage Vyasa. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. On last week's episode of Datta Arpanam, you heard that there were times when Prahalada would weep that Lord Sri Hari had not manifested before him. He would grieve at his inability to see the Lord. Well, at other times, he would laugh, soaked in complete bliss. Then there would be times when he would loudly sing the glories of the Lord. Sometimes, without any inhibition at all, he would also dance while chanting the Lord's names.
Regardless of the time and place, Prahalada would dance in great joy, reminding us that we should never be ashamed of acknowledging being Hindu, never be ashamed of being a devotee of God or Guru.
Never think about who will see or I'm in a public place, people will judge me. Wear kumkum on your forehead without hesitation. When Guru appears before you, drop down and do namaskaram without thoughts of what others will think. Wear your datta vashram, your shalwar, your sari, your kurta, dhoti, lungi. Wear these with pride in the fact that this is your culture and who you are.
By identifying with the Lord instead of the material world, at times Prahlada would experience oneness with God, and then, soaked in bliss, he would imitate the divine plays of the Lord.
At times he would feel the Lord's touch, or he would feel that he had touched the Lord's lotus feet or hands. He would believe that the Lord was eating with him. He felt the Lord sitting beside him when he was immersed in meditation. He did what he had to do, but at every stage, with all actions, he never felt isolated from the Lord. His mind would always be with the Lord, and because of this, he was always enveloped in feelings of peacefulness.
Listeners, these qualities which Prahlada demonstrated are the qualities of an ardent devotee. That little boy, Prahlada, would be oblivious to his surroundings as he sang, chanted, laughed, wept, walked, and searched for God. That is how ripened his devotion was.
When devotion is permanently fixed upon the Lord, everyone, that is when it remains stable. We should all practice developing this type of firm devotion towards God.
Puja Appaji has cautioned that spending a few minutes with God in the morning and then a few minutes in the evening with God, this is not true devotion. True devotion is when 24 hours are dedicated to Him. Whether you are sitting, standing, sleeping, eating, or talking, the mind should be focused upon God, upon Guru. Such devotion, listeners, such devotion never wavers. It is unshakable. Prahlada's devotion was like this.
Each of us should strive to reach that level where we consider God or Guru to be everything to us. That is when we have reached the state of unwavering devotion, a state which we should all strive to reach. Because, as Puja Appaji has said, having feelings of devotion for a few minutes on and off is not devotion at all. In fact, he described this as atheism. True devotion means to remain firm in your devotion regardless of the time and the situation.
And there's no doubt that to help foster such devotion in us, Nama Sankirtana is a powerful aid. So let us all join in Nama Sankirtanam now. Please open the Bhajanmala app, enter Bhajan ID number 437 and join in worshipping Mother Goddess. May she destroy the distractions in our minds and ignite within us single-pointed focus on that supreme divinity.
Jaya 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 Devi Jaya 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 Devi Jaya Rajeshwari Shiva Devi Jaya Rajeshwari Shiva Devi Jaya 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 Devi Jaya 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 Devi Jaya Rajeshwari Shiva Devi Jaya Rajeshwari Shiva Devi Jaya Kameshwari Kamakshi Jaya Kameshwari Kamakshi Shiva Kameshwara Vamakshi Shiva Kameshwara Vamakshi Jaya Samrakshitam Surapakshe Jaya Samrakshitam Surapakshe Vibhuda Vipaksha Kaya Dikshe Jaya 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 Devi. Jaya 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 Devi. Jaya Rajeshwari Shiva Devi. Jaya Rajeshwari Shiva Devi. हृदयाब्जे विभ्राजते या ब्रह्मरन्ध्रे संराजते या हृदयाब्जे विभ्राजते या ब्रह्मरन्ध्रे संराजते या वेदशीर्षेषु चोद्दीप्यते या वेदशीर्षेषु चोद्दीप्यते कान्तिस्तु सा राजराजेश्वरी कान्तिस्तु सा राजराजेश्वरी जय 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 देवी जय 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 देवी जय राजेश्वरी शिवदेवी जय राजेश्वरी शिवदेवी विश्वरूपिणि त्वं विराडिति विश्वरूपिणि त्वं विराडिति स्वात्मरूपिणि त्वं स्वराडिति स्वात्मरूपिणि त्वं स्वराडिति संस्तुता बुद्धे ईश्वरीश्वरी संस्तुता बुद्धे ईश्वरीश्वरी जयसि सच्चिदानन्द भास्वरी जयसि सच्चिदानन्द भास्वरी जय 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 देवी जय 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 देवी जय राजेश्वरी शिवदेवी जय राजेश्वरी शिवदेवी जय 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 देवी जय 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 देवी जय राजेश्वरी शिवदेवी जय राजेश्वरी शिवदेवी 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 शिवदेवी
Before that bhajan, the true meaning of the word devotion was being discussed. And my goodness, how palpable is Pujya Appaji's devotion, his unwavering, unflinching devotion. How palpable it is when one listens to him sing that bhajan. May we all be inspired, guided, and blessed to develop such firm devotion. You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Sri Swamiji and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. Special thanks go out to them, as they do to you, dear listener, for sharing this hour with us.
Listeners, you've heard that true devotion is not about flitting thoughts of God or Guru. Instead, that attention on God and Guru should be there at all times, day and night. It does not mean giving up your worldly duties, but when doing them, do them as an offering to the Lord. Let everything you do be an offering to Him with the mindset of Ishvara Arpanam. Through such an approach, your mind is never diverted from the Lord. It is no wonder then that Karma Yoga leads to purification of the mind. Purification of the mind in turn qualifies one for jnana or knowledge of the self, knowledge of Paramatman, of God. And what is the fruit of such knowledge? It is moksha or liberation.
So it is not enough for us to say we do not want to be reborn. We have to work towards that goal. Start with Karma Yoga. Do everything with the Ishvara Arpanam mindset, as you just heard Rishi explain, but also give up any expectation of rewards for such action. Let the focus be the Lord, not the material world, not the reward, not what benefit such action will bring. Of course, it takes time to train the mind in this regard, but with practice, it comes. Remember what Sri Krishna taught in shlokas 8 to 11 of chapter 12 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He said,
Mayyeva mana adhatsva, mayi buddhim niveshaya, nivasishyasi mayyeva, ata urdhvam na samshayaha, atha chittam samadhatum, na shaknoshi mayi sthiram, abhyasayogena tataha, mamichhaptum dhananjaya, abhyasepya samarthosi, matkarma paramo bhava, madarthamapi karmani, kurvan siddhimavapsyasi, athaitadapyashaktosi, kartum madyogamashritah, sarvakarma phalatyagam, tatah kuruyatatmavan.
In these 4 shlokas of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Lord simplified to Arjuna how one can reach Paramatman or reach the Lord. He said, Arjuna, steadily fix your mind and intellect upon me, the universal form. If you can do this until the body dies, then you will merge into me and forever remain in me without slipping from that position. Of this there is no doubt.
But the Lord, as we often see with Guru, is filled with compassion. Knowing that that state of single-minded focus may not be achievable by all, he said, if you are unable to keep your mind steadily fixed upon me here referring to the Supreme Divinity, then, says the Lord, you should engage in relentless practice or abhyasa. Even relentless practice will bring you closer to me.
And if even this is not within one's capabilities, the Lord continued to give solutions. He said, Arjuna, if the spiritual aspirant is incapable of the relentless practice of uninterruptedly fixing the mind in total concentration upon me, then that person should do every good deed as an offering to me. Even if this is done, that aspirant will gradually reach me.
And for the one who is unable to do even that, then, says the Lord, engage in Karma Yoga, meaning complete all duties assigned to you to the best of your ability, but do them as an offering to the Lord. In other words, treat all actions like puja. But, while doing so, take the mind away from seeking the results of that puja, of that karma, or that action. Offer all the resulting fruits of your actions to the Lord. If you do this, it'll bring you closer to Him. Sri Krishna himself is saying this in the 11th shloka of chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita.
And listeners, never feel despondent about your efforts. Remember, let go of anticipation of fruits of those efforts. Never feel you have not progressed a high level of sadhana, or that you keep trying and you have not yet achieved single-pointed, unwavering focus on the Lord. Arjuna actually asked the Lord in shlokas 36 and 37 of chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, what happens to the devotee who starts on the path of yoga but slips and fails to reach the Lord. Does all that effort go to waste? Arjuna wanted to know the answer to this question. But listeners, the Lord is a compassionate Lord. We think He punishes us, but He only gives us the fruits of our actions. If, for example, you cook fresh vegetables and eat them right away, your body becomes nourished and you feel full and well. But if you cook those same fresh vegetables and leave them sitting on the stove for a day and a half and then try to eat them, they taste bad. The food has spoiled and you feel sick after eating it, if at all you even manage to eat it. But is this the vegetables' fault? Did the vegetables make you sick? Or did your own actions, the fact that you didn't eat the vegetables when freshly cooked or you didn't store them properly, did this make you sick? It is our own behavior which determines our current state. The Lord, He is fair and He is kind. He is an ocean of compassion. So it comes as no surprise that the Lord said to Arjuna in shlokas 43 and 44 of chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita,
Tatra tam buddhi samyogam labhate paurvadehikam yatate chatato bhuyaha samsiddhau kuru nandana purvabhyasena tenaiva Kriyate hyavashopi saha jignasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati vartate.
Here, the Lord is answering Arjuna's question by explaining what happens to one who has slipped from the path of yoga and failed to achieve the ultimate goal of moksha or liberation.
The Lord explained that the devotee who has started his journey towards moksha but did not succeed will, in his next lifetime, be born into an environment which will help him to essentially pick up from where he left off in a previous birth. The Lord said of such a devotee, Arjuna, the relentless effort or abhyasa of his past births now forcefully pulls that person towards the Supreme. This is because even a little sadhana undertaken to try to gain Brahmajnana, or in other words, sadhana undertaken with the intention of knowing the Supreme, even that little sadhana brings one closer to the Lord than Vedic rituals do.
So listeners, engage in sadhana. In fact, Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji recently said that sadhana is the cure to seeing past maya or illusion. It is through sadhana that we learn to distinguish the real from the unreal, the permanent from the temporary. One must do incessant sadhana, he said, because when there is sadhana, nothing is out of reach, not even the Lord.
Let us engage then in the sadhana known as Nama Sankirtanam. May we all be blessed with the eligibility and the ability to surrender the fruits of this offering to the Lord. Listeners, please open the Bhajanmala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com. Enter Bhajan ID number 200 and join in worshipping the Adi Guru, the combined form of Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Let us worship Lord Datta Arpanam.
Dattathreyam Brahma Samadhi Yuktam Dattathreyam Brahma Samadhi Yuktam Dattatreya Trimurti Rupa Tribhuvana Lokaga Rakshaka Dattatreya Dattatreya Trimurti Rupa Tribhuvana Lokaga Rakshaka Dattatreya Trimurti Rupa Tribhuvana Lokaga Rakshaka Kamadenu Kalpavruksha Kamita Paladaga Dagaka Kamadenu Kalpavruksha ದಂಡಕ ಮಂಡಲ ಶಂಕುಚಕ್ರಗ ಶೋಭಿತ ದಂಡಕ ಮಂಡಲ ಚೂಲಾಡ ಮರುಗ ಶಂಕುಚಕ್ರಗ ಶೋಭಿತ ಶಂಕುಚಕ್ರಗ ಶೋಭಿತ ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ ತ್ರಿಮೂರ್ತಿ ರೂಪ ತ್ರಿಭುವನ ಲೋಕ ರಕ್ಷಕ ಉತ್ತಮ ಉತ್ತಮ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ ಪೂರ್ಣಚಂದ್ರಗ ಪ್ರಕಟಿತ ಉತ್ತಮ ಉತ್ತಮ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ ಪೂರ್ಣಚಂದ್ರಗ ಪ್ರಕಟಿತ ಭಾವ ಬಂಧನ ಭವ ಭಯ ದೂರ ಭಕ್ತ ಕರುಣಗ ಸಾಗರ ಭಾವ ಬಂಧನ ಭವ ಭಯ ದೂರ ಭಕ್ತ ಕರುಣಗ ಸಾಗರ ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ ತ್ರಿಮೂರ್ತಿ ರೂಪ ತ್ರಿಭುವನ ಲೋಕ ರಕ್ಷಕ ಕೃತಿಕಾ ತಾರ ಸಿದ್ಧಾನುಸಾರ ಸಿದ್ಧದೂತ ಮನೋಹರ ಕೃತಿಕಾ ತಾರ ಸಿದ್ಧಾನುಸಾರ ಸಿದ್ಧದೂತ ಮನೋಹರ ಸಹ್ಯಾದ್ರಿವಾಸ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಸಹ್ಯಾದ್ರಿವಾಸ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದತ್ತ ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ ತ್ರಿಮೂರ್ತಿ ರೂಪ ತ್ರಿಭುವನ ಲೋಕ ರಕ್ಷಕ ದತ್ತಾತ್ರೇಯ ತ್ರಿಭುವನ ಲೋಕ ರಕ್ಷಕ ತ್ರಿಭುವನ ಲೋಕ ರಕ್ಷಕ
You were just listening to the present day Avadhuta of Lord Dattatreya worship that Lord, that Holy Trinity, through a self-composed bhajan. That bhajan is not just any bhajan, but it tells us the story of Lord Dattatreya. It is Vedanta in the form of song. You are listening to Datta Arpanam on 103.1 FM.
Before that bhajan, you heard of how important it is to keep our minds focused on God at all times. No matter what we may be doing, no matter how we may be interacting with the outer world, inwardly our focus should always be on God, on Guru. Sadly though, caught up in the maya of this material world, many people, instead of developing this good habit, most of us are obsessed with unnecessary addictions. Some are so obsessed with computer games that they eat with one hand while playing with the other. Others are so obsessed with talking to people that regardless of what work they are doing, one hand is dedicated to holding their mobile phone as they talk endlessly. Some others are so obsessed with movies that they stay up late every night watching movies.
Pujya Appaji cautions that all these wasteful addictions do not in any way help in one's next life. Listeners, at least when devotion is developed, it goes with you in your next birth. But wasteful addictions ultimately turn beneficial only to hospitals because ultimately they end up taking us there. On the other hand, when we associate with saints or pious persons who have renounced everything in this world, we are blessed with the opportunity to serve the lotus feet of the Lord with total devotion.
Due to association with such elevated beings, the desire to renounce this world arises within us too. Feelings of dispassion arise within us. We all grew up hearing the phrase, "keep good company." It is one which Pooja Appaji has repeatedly taught on the free app SGS Posts as well. Well, here we see the benefit of this. When we associate with Guru, with a pious person, we become like the person under whom we seek shelter. We cultivate his habits and qualities. When we follow Guru, then we experience bliss similar to that which Guru enjoys.
Prahlada served pious persons, and as a result of this, he enjoyed supreme bliss. But remember, he felt enmity towards no one and treated all as one. So, in addition to keeping the company of saints, he befriended the wicked. Just as he developed peace and happiness from associating with pious persons, so too the wicked persons with whom he associated developed peace and happiness from associating with him.
Prahlada considered wicked persons to be unfortunate. Displaying compassion which should be emulated, instead of abusing wicked persons, Prahlada pitied them, believing that a past curse had caused them to turn demonic. So he befriended them with the aim of bringing peace and calmness into their lives. Through preaching to them about the Lord, he tried to reform them. He showered them with true peace.
Listeners, the belief that happiness comes from material prosperity is a myth. True happiness arises only when devotion towards the Lord is cultivated. It is devotion which bestows endless peace. Night and day, a true devotee is peaceful. In fact, in every birth, he will be peaceful. Prahlada was one such fortunate, true Mahatman.
With feelings of hatred, Hiranyakashipu mercilessly tortured Prahlada. Instead of thanking the Lord that such a supreme devotee was born as his son, Hiranyakashipu despised Prahlada. Not once did he thank the Lord. For this reason, he died a dog's death.
Listeners, let us ensure that we do not make the same mistake. None of us knows the true greatness of another. Look at the birds at Pooja Appaji's award-winning aviary, Shukavana, for example. Appaji has said that the birds there are all devatas. The point is that none of us knows what form the Lord's illusion is taking. We may not be fond of a particular person or a particular animal, etc., but we should treat all with love and equanimity. See all of creation as Sri Krishna described it in chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita when he said, Maya tatamidam sarvam. See the Lord as pervading all of creation.
Let us join now in worshipping that all-pervading Lord as we once again join in Nama Sankirtanam. Please open the Bhajanmala app, enter Bhajan ID number 965 and join in worship.
Divyanama Kirtanam Bhakti Mukti Dayakam Shankaradi Sevyamane Divyanama Kirtanam Rama Vittala Jai Jai Rama Vittala
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 Rama Vittala Sadguru Datta Vittala विठ्ठल जय जय राम विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला जय जय राम विठ्ठला
राम विठ्ठल सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठला
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम विठ्ठल जय जय राम विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला जय जय राम विठ्ठला
राम विठ्ठल सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठला
राम विठ्ठल सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठला
राम विठ्ठल सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठला
पांडुरंग पंढरीनाथ पांडुरंग पंढरीनाथ पांडुरंग पंढरीनाथ पांडुरंग पंढरीनाथ राम विठ्ठल जय राम विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला जय जय राम विठ्ठला
राम विठ्ठल जय जय राम विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला जय जय राम विठ्ठला
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम विठ्ठल सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठला
राम विठ्ठल सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला सद्गुरु दत्ता विठ्ठला
राम विठ्ठल हरे राम विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला हरे राम विठ्ठला
पांडुरंग पंढरीनाथ पांडुरंग पंढरीनाथ हे पांडुरंग पंढरीनाथ राधा कृष्ण हरे राधा कृष्ण राधा राम विठ्ठल राम विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला राम विठ्ठला
हरे राम विठ्ठल राम विठ्ठल
राम विठ्ठला राम विठ्ठला राम विठ्ठला राम विठ्ठला राम विठ्ठला राम विठ्ठला राम विठ्ठला
And on that divine note, we begin to wrap up today's episode of Datta Arpanam.
Pranams and gratitude are offered at the divine feet of beloved Sadgurudeva, Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji and Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, without whose teachings, compassion, love, guidance and music, this program would not exist.
Pranams to you, Puja Appaji and Sri Swamiji. kindly forgive any errors which may have been committed in preparing or in sharing today's episode of Datta Arpanam, and please guide us to avoid such errors in the future.
Special thanks are extended to the staff at 103.1 FM and to the sponsors of Datta Arpanam: Valini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. And of course, dear listener, an extra special thank you is extended to you for sharing your Sunday morning with us.
Remember, if you would like to listen to today's offering again, the podcast will be uploaded to 103.1 FM's website by tomorrow evening. Simply visit www.103fm.tt, click on podcasts, and scroll down to Datta Arpanam. Alternatively, you can also access the link via the Datta Arpanam Facebook page.
Once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. You are invited to please tune in to 103.1 FM again next Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time for another episode of Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music, and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji.
Jai Guru Datta.
Shri Guru Datta. Harihi Om Tat Sat.
शङ्करं शङ्करं वञ्चितमारं भजतवरवरं श्रीकलं चीत्कलं खण्डितकालं नमतः तमलं शङ्करं शङ्करं वञ्चितमारं भजतवरवरं शङ्करं शङ्करं वञ्चितमारं भजतवरवरं श्रीकलं चीत्कलं खण्डितकालं नमतः तमलं श्रीकलं चीत्कलं खण्डितकालं नमतः तमलम् मानस द्रुत बहुभवनं मानस द्रुत बहुभवनं नाना जीवाकारो लसनं नाना जीवाकारो लसनं
मानस द्रुत बहुभवनं मानस द्रुत बहुभवनं नाना जीवाकारो लसनं
मानस द्रुत बहुभवनं मानस द्रुत बहुभवनं नाना जीवाकारो लसनं शङ्करं 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 वञ्चितमारं भजतवरवरं शङ्करं शङ्करं वञ्चितमारं भजतवरवरं श्रीकलं चीत्कलं खण्डितकालं नमतः तमलं श्रीकलं चीत्कलं खण्डितकालं नमतः तमलम् करुणाय द्रुतभुवनगणं करुणाय द्रुत ధృత భువన గణం అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం కరుణాయ ధృత భువన గణం అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ అవగతి వితరణ మతకల వికరణ శంకరం 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 వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం కామదం కృతమదనమదం
కామదం కృతమదనమదం
కలిత ప్రమదం సచ్చిదానందం కలిత ప్రమదం సచ్చిదానందం కామదం కృతమదనమదం
కామదం కృతమదనమదం
కలిత ప్రమదం సచ్చిదానందం కలిత ప్రమదం సచ్చిదానందం శంకరం 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 వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శంకరం శంకరం వంచితమారం భజత వరవరం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం శ్రీకలం చీత్కలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం ఖండితకాలం నమతహతమలం
ఓం శాంతి 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 హరి ఓం తత్సత్